All right, folks. Hopefully, I remember to actually play that commercial break so that Pig and I can make some money off this cast. But looks like we're ready to go. Countdown's begun. You can probably hear those beeps, so let's just hop into it. It's going to be Overgrowth for the first map. Snute versus Lillekanin. Of course, quick reminder that this will lead into the round of 8. Or this is the round of 8, excuse me. And this will lead into a semifinals match. The winner of this will play the winner of Manav, who's playing against Solo currently. And should give us some pretty smooth sailing for the rest of our day. I'm Rifkin, casting with Pig. You guys are watching the second to last Corsair Cup of 2016. It's spawning here on the bottom or top right side of the map. We got the red Zerg player. It's Snute.
He was, of course, representing his own portrait from BlizzCon in the loading screen. And his opponent down here on the bottom left-hand side, our green Terran player, it is Lillekanin.
You know you're a nerd when you have a portrait in SC2. I mean,
dude, wouldn't that just feel so good?
That's like a badge of honor.
Have your face there.
Well, you know, actually, so this is where I imagine Snute comes from. Maybe he's a little self-conscious. He's like, that's not the best picture of me ever, and like that's what everyone's gonna see my face as, and I look terrible. Obviously, we think it's fine. We're not Snute though. We're not gonna be super critical of the picture.
Yeah, actually, like I remember my first time as a pro player getting a poster made of me was WCS Australia 2012. And I remember this really well because I still have the poster because, you know, it was very special. It was like this moment where it was like, oh my God, I'm on this big poster thing. But they used literally the worst photo ever from like the previous event that the guys running the event did, where I was like sick as a dog. And I was super tired, and they took this horrible photo of me, like unshaven and looking like a half homeless person. And they put this on this like multiple meters poster and hung it in this friggin' hall while I was playing like the most important tournament of my career. And I've still got it in my cupboard, and I'm like, I just shake my head when I look at it, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing. But at the same time, I'm still so proud that I've got a poster with me on it. So it's conflicting feelings, man.
So you know how earlier I was giving you some grief about the whole pluralization thing?
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to do the opposite right now and give you some love for saying meters. Oh, my God. I've had to tiptoe around this lady in her inches for the last 3 years of casting StarCraft.
Oh,
America.
man.
They measure stuff in Fahrenheit, too. What's that, right? Like, 47 Fahrenheit doesn't sound cold at all, but apparently that's the equivalent of, like, -8 or whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's insane. I especially love to make fun of it because if you get a technical profession or you join the military in the US, you still need to learn real life measurements anyway. But for some reason, they still want to teach you the happy ones in school. So I love to take jabs at Americans with their imperial system and then let's spell words differently and then tell you you're spelling it wrong because you're using proper English. It's amazing. I love it.
Wait, I need to know, Pig. How do you spell the word color?
Oh, dude, there's a U in it. Come on.
Oh, dude, you're my BROUTHER. I love you, man. All right,
it's hard in this day and age because I use American programs for everything. They're always telling me I'm spelling things wrong. Yeah, I'm like, no, you guys need to learn how to spell your words.
All right, so Snute came across the map with some sneaky legs. Unfortunately, they weren't quick enough to shut down the command center.
He's got to go hide those Zerglings. Yeah, he doesn't want to get those caught. Okay, does hide those. I wonder if he's just going to go straight in with like another 2 to the natural and just keep picking away at the SCVs. Looks like not for now. He's going for that fast 3 hatch build at home though. I love how this opening is so popular right now.
But
going really fast third.
While he's doing all this, Lillekanin's moving towards what looks to be Cyclone Hellions. And if that's going to be the opener, it can be so brutal. Yeah, we got to see some of this as well.
It's just out of vision as well.
Oh, does Snute actually?
I thought he would be able to see that. Yeah,
I got
just out of vision.
Oh, you're right. That is like 1 grid space out of vision.
Yeah, I just assumed, and like out of habit, I double checked. I assumed he'd seen it, and then I was like, whoa, what? He can't see that. So he doesn't know just yet, and his Overlord's very far away from spotting it.
Here's the thing though, right? Like this is Lillekanin, and unfortunately Lillekanin has a reputation, and he's kind of predictable in a lot of ways. So if it's not proxies, it's mech, and if it's going to be mech, well, there's only one of 2 things to do, and that's either this early... Again, I'm going to go back calling it semi-all-in version of this. There's also just the straight-up macro turtle version. So if Snute prepares himself for this, and he should be, he's got roaches and lings aplenty, it might not be so bad. But who was it we were watching? Was it Innovation? I think tried to do this, and it looked really bad, but then he still won the game with it.
Well, you know, I'm actually super interested to see what Snute does this game, Because yeah, he was telling me. I mean, actually, you said he's been doing some interesting stuff with Swarm Host, right? So he did say that he's got a new anti-mech style, which is very
Ooh.
creative and unique at the moment. Which he might be doing some cool stuff with. And he was actually, yeah, he seemed pretty open about it. Seemed like he didn't care about hiding it too much. So I'm pretty sure he's okay with me saying that. We'll have to wait and see if he brings something special out in the mid to late game.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, Snoot's always been pretty good at adapting to things anyways. Like, I know Snoot's going to be his own worst critic, and he's always hard on himself, but it was really cool when he was one of the few players who were regularly dealing with mech while you'd watch others kind of die to it. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he had something up his sleeve. That is that layer finishing up about 20-30 seconds, so we'll find out if that's going to lead to anything directly. I guess what I'm thinking on, though, is nowadays, mutas are probably better than ever versus mech, right? You got these sort of rare exceptions. Actually, I forgot about this. I think Snute played, was it Bunny? I think Bunny was one of the guys who came out last Corsair Cup, and he was going all Thor mech, which was really weird, and I hadn't seen that style just yet.
Lillekanin's trying to hide this, by the way. He's sending out the Hellions. He's trying to hide the Cyclones. Snute does just see one Cyclone, so I think he's got a pretty good idea of what's going on.
I mean, yeah, he's already seen the one that was sitting in the wall earlier. Oh.
One sec.
Okay, so that's so loud. SCVs, the boy's getting pulled. I'll get to whoever donated. Thank you so much in a moment.
Oh my god,
But
this
no,
is
here's
a
what's
huge all-in, man.
But here's what's great about this, right? Like, in the past, you pull the SCVs and they're just cannon fodder. These are actually basically medevacs, right? They're waiting to repair the Hellions, the Hellbats, the Cyclones, do whatever they can to keep this army alive a little bit longer.
This Spine Crawler and Ramp doing such a good job. The Corrosive Bile from Snute. Oh, so many roaches out. He is so well prepared.
While he does have a lot of roaches, there's still a lot of Cyclones he's got to chew through. Most of the Hellions have been picked off, though, so Lillekanin gets a little bit worried. He knows that in pulling the SCVs like this, though, he's so dedicated, he has to get damage done. This isn't something where you simply trade out. Snoot's still producing 6 roaches at a time.
Oh, Snute just playing so safe here. You know, he knew Lillekanin could definitely try some sneaky attack, built plenty of roaches and Ravages. And Ravages, it's just so hard to attack against Ravages up a ramp, because that Corrosive Bile can just punish you so hard if you keep pressing forward.
I can't believe you got that transfuse off. That queen looked like it was far past dead. The barracks, by the way, looks a little bit silly, but it's so important to note that the reason he's doing this is he needs high ground vision. He doesn't want to be burning 100 scans on this, so it burning is actually a little bit worrisome. Another scan does go down. Corsair Bile's going to hit some of that front line. Hellbat gets picked off. But the Cyclones have all pretty much been repaired up at this point. However, that's a lot of roaches that got built in the meantime.
Wow. Yeah, the economy for Snute is just roaring. So many roaches and Ravages out. He's got roach speed on the way as well. And even though these Cyclones do great damage to the roaches are expendable. The Cyclones aren't right now. And there's just, I think, a little bit too much for Snute. Lillekanin needs to force the issue. He tries to get in there, kills a decent number of roaches, but Snute there just rock solid.
GG. You know, I want to quickly break down, I think a big part of why that went so bad for Lillekanin was he did wait, and unfortunately, like, roaches, they want to kite. They want to hit and run. Like, they don't want to have to sit there fighting these fast-hitting, low-damage units. So that really worked out well for him. We had a really big donation. Sorry, the pause earlier was because it was screaming in my ear. The Korean donator sound. Thank you to SC2 Fool. Top Korean donator of the day. Donated $33.33. It says, now you're making some money. Be sure to split it fairly. You dick. How am I going to split 33 cents evenly with Pig? You know that's not... Oh, you rugga burr. All right. Vonnie's coming up next. Let's get everyone invited. We also had a resub. We'll get to that in one sec, guys. We gotta walk and talk here while we get everyone in the lobby. Gnome Skull resub for 11 months. It says, awesome job, guys. And thank you to Sebund as well for the 2 months. I guess on that topic of SC2 Fool again, yeah, if you guys want to give Pig some love. Whoops. No, Pig's not playing. Lillekanin's playing.
I can take him. Put me in, coach.
Well, it looked better than that last game. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get Emil in. I don't know if he's waiting. Yeah, I'm going to make you host. You can make yourself for free. And let's try inviting Emil one more time. If he doesn't take it, we'll just go.
Yep, fair enough.
What was I going to say? All right, so, of course, well, the Corsair Cup is made possible thanks to Corsair, all these wonderful folks. I mean, this is a year. We've been running this from January to the end of December. That's one full year Corsair has been helping us make awesome content for StarCraft. I'm really glad that they're with us. So, I can't wait till next week, guys. I'm hoping to have all the announcements ready for next week.
Exciting times ahead, man. So much actually going on right now. It's weird. Sometimes I just like wake up and it's not even rational, but I just have this feeling like I don't know. I guess it's called the alive game feeling. You just feel like so much is happening, so much is going on, and exciting things.
Oh.
Christmas is in the air. The New Year spirit is around. It's exciting StarCraft time, man.
Well, Emil piecing out. I guess he was going to catch one of the other series. So we'll see if we can catch him later. This, of course, is still the round of 8. We're looking to go to the semifinals after this. We do have Mana, who advanced over Solo, so the winner will play against Mana next, guys. Spine down here to the south in this series. He's up 1 game. Pretty good at using roaches, too. It's Team Liquid Snute.
And his opponent, he's already opening up with a sneaky proxy Rex. It is Lillekanin.
This is weird, though. I mean, okay, so while this map, it certainly favors Reapers in terms of getting into the main, it's not so good because you can't get to the natural. So you're really not.
Yep.
This is like an illusion. This isn't really a great Reaper map, even though all signs say it should be.
I mean, there's a lot of room to work with, but yeah, you're correct in that it's not like the old Frozen Temple where you can rotate from the natural to the main, and if they're out of position, you know, you can abuse like a ramp. Here, you're never gonna like force your opponent's queens into a ramp where you can abuse grenades like you could on Galactic Process, like you could on Frozen Temple, right? But you can still get in that main base very quickly. You've got a huge area to jump into that main. So when it comes to just whittling down queens and being very frustrating, it works very well. I thought it was going to be 2 racks, but it is actually a 3rd barracks going down now as well with this. And look at Lillekanin's supply. He is on only 13 SCVs, isn't even getting an orbital command. This is the most all-in Reaper rush. There is no transition. This isn't one where you drop a command center at like 4 minutes into the game. No, this is like an 8-minute command center after you've killed 17 drones and then you're still only barely even with the Zerg. Like, you need to do almost game-ending damage with this.
I mean, I understand the all-in here, too, because Snute has had some troubles with Reapers. Not the only Zerg player, of course, but particularly has had issues when it's just Lings. When he has Roaches and Ravagers, he seems better off for it, but I don't think anybody blindly is going to open with a Roach Warren like that on this map. Already forcing a couple of Spore Crawler cancels. I mean, this
Great
one
micro
Reaper
from Snute so far. Hasn't lost a drone, but he's very close to, and now there's 2 Reapers in there. Oh man, I feel like Snute's Zerglings are a little bit slow. They're still not out.
Well, they're literally slow.
Oh man, and Reapers are just going mad right now. No bunker for Lillekanin, just pure Reapers for the moment. Does have SCVs there to help fight if they get chased off creep. But man, he's doing some sick damage. Lots of drones already going down.
Yeah.
But he can't afford to lose these Reapers. He needs that count to just keep spiraling up out of control.
This goes back to the point, though, made earlier, where this doesn't really have a transition behind it. This has to win the game. So, again...
And that's why, yes, no Roach Warren. He's just going to go Zerglings because he knows he just needs to defend right now.
I mean, he's got to be careful, though. Lillekanin's starting to bait him into some bad grenade shots. These SCVs are a little bit awkward because they're not contributing much.
Ooh, the Queen falls. Only 1 Reaper going down in return and an SCV, and that's a good trade for Lillekanin. Without Queens there, all the Zerglings get sniped down.
Picked off 1 or 2 at a time. Now, there's more coming out, but Speed's finishing in a second, and if he's too deep into this mineral line, there's no escape for him, even with grenades.
I'm not gonna draw.
So many drones do go down there. Looks like the Zergling count's so low, even with Speed, he just can't get on top of that right now. Lillekanin, man, I think he might have almost broken the camel's back here. So close.
I mean, you know, the other part of leaving the SCV up on the high ground is it is giving a little bit of vision, so he doesn't have to worry about sacrificing Reapers in the same way. Snute's ignoring it because he does have to focus on the Lings, but now those SCVs are gone, the high ground's disappeared. He's going to bring one of the barracks over for that high ground vision while he makes an orbital back at home.
I was just about to say the casual 4-minute orbital starting. Oh man, the barracks is just such a clever move here. I love this from Lillekanin.
Yeah, and of course he can still build Reapers with it, right? Yeah, direct to the front line. It doesn't get faster than this.
Wow. That's actually so smart. This just totally negates any high ground advantage that Snute would have. Instead, the high ground works against him. This is just a safe zone.
This gotta be game at this point. This all the Lings are gone. Emar on the way, but the Queens are both about to fall. Double kill. Dragon Slayers on these Reapers. Keeps them on that low ground. And Snute is just looking bad. GG's. Get called. Lillekanin takes game number 2. Of course, we had that.
Go hard or go home, man.
Who was that rude zombie grub interruption that you're in the game? Yohasi donated $10. Says happy to help. Go Snute. Thank you for the $10, man. Okay, let's move all that over there. We're going to go to a quick commercial break while we get Game 3 set up. Guys, I need to look into something too, so do stick around. Game 3, Snute and Lillekanin will return. All right, folks, we're back, and just had to wait for Pig. He went into the BRBs. Here's your lobby host, sir. Make yourself referee, and we go as soon as you're ready, because the players are both good to go.
All right, good. Sorry for the wait there, guys.
All right, well, game number 3 is going to be going down on Daybreak. So loud, so loud. Who was that? Thank you, thank you, Rubberman99. Donated $50. Oh, God,
wow.
I need to change that sound effect. It's so loud. Donated $50 says, we have sold 126 slippers. That's right, guys. The BaseTradeTV slipper thing is still, well, frankly, a thing. What? Who sells slippers, right? I miss when Kane was around, man. He helped us sell the slippers with his, like, half-naked ad thing. But yeah, if you guys are looking for some winter slippers, make sure to check out the Edgy Boy slipper stuff. They're absolutely fantastic and super comfy and all that good stuff. Thank you, Rubberman99, for that $50. And thank you guys for buying those slippers. But as we get to game number 3, things are tied up 1-1. And in the bottom left, it's going to be the red Zerg player, Team Liquid Snute.
And his opponent up here, channeling his dark powers, it is Red Blood's Lillekanin.
Well, it seems that, well, he might be like, you know, on the evil side of the Force and all that. He's choosing not to go full Vader. He keeps his first barracks at home this game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to mix it up. You can't go full Vader every game. Got to vary it up a bit. And, of course, Snute this time is going pool first. He's going to play a bit safer after dropping that game to the crazy Reaper aggression. So Lillekanin already forcing Snute to play a little bit safer. So, you know, you can see the psychological effect of going for such a crazy hard all-in as that.
Yeah, I mean, it's super frustrating too. You got a player like Snute who's already hard enough on himself. Anytime he makes a mistake, losing to a game like that certainly probably stung a bit. Thank you, Rubberman99, also resubbing for 36 months, 3 years, baby, longer than my marriage. Oh, okay. Well, why didn't you invite us to your marriage, bro? That's not cool. But also, quick reminder, too, before we get too deep into this game, guys, we have a giveaway going on. It's going to last and finish up in about 5 days from now. So exclamation mark giveaway in chat. Make sure to enter in. Go check out all the links and make sure you get a chance to win. We also had Ting, as we mentioned before, throw in some extra gear. Corsair is going to be allowing us to add a couple more things to that list. If you win the giveaway, you'll be getting 100% for sure a Ting t-shirt. That's awesome. In addition to any one of those things on the list. Anyone's able to enter, so get on it while you can.
I love free things. Hopefully Stream Chat does as well. All right, looks like Snute here actually forgetting to inject in his main base. Is he tilted by the Reaper? Ooh, 12 energy excess on that Queen before it injected. Ooh, I wonder if Snute's a little bit thrown off by that Reaper rush earlier. His Queen a little bit slow to head down to the natural as well. One drone is going to have to do some maneuvers, try and avoid this this Reaper. Nice little bit of harass for Lillekanin to start things off.
I would like to thank Alaska Winter 923 as well, by the way. Nice with the Lings on this side too. The Reaper has to come all the way home, so this unfortunately is gonna screw Lillekanin's timing up a bit. But he donates $33.33, and he says, "Here you go. Added to that other donation. Now we should be able to do math on stream. Hashtag bleed base trade."
Nice. That actually does work out as well. You can actually math that now.
Yeah, now you can just have 33 cents, Pick. Easy peasy.
Yes. Well, that's my usual cut, 33 cents. It's
Hashtag casting fees. Oh my god. People thought we were getting the big bucks for casting IM. Let me tell you what the cents we made, guys. Okay.
4 million esports dollars.
By the way, this threw off his command center timing pretty severely, and the build he's going for when you're trying to get the Cyclone Hellion builds out, guys. Okay, the Cyclones have their costs adjusted slightly, but they're still really mineral expensive. Having the command center and the natural delayed like this, we might only see 3 Cyclones at a time instead of 4 initially.
Yeah, he's like gone for the Hellbat armory before the second factory, which is like a kind of cute yet weird adjustment. So he's like, hey, I'm going to try and cancel your third base here, which is good. You know, the Hellbats do a lot more damage than a regular Hellion, but I don't think he's going to be able to kill it in time. Queens are already on their way down. Roach Warren is halfway finished.
I think he's feeling dedicated, though. This is like, okay, I've got so much done, I might as well get as low as possible.
You know, Snute's worker lead already looking pretty healthy. Yeah, good call from Lillekanin. Just back off here. You force those queens off creep.
Walk away.
Just walk away ever so slowly. The queens are even slower.
It's a real big case of walk for your life, but he'll be met up with a couple more Hellions in the middle of the map. Now, game 1, he did this, and he pulled the boys, and it was so all in, and it just didn't work. I'm curious about this one, though, because he's actually going for weapon upgrades with it. He's going to maybe pull the SCVs again, like I say, with a question mark. I actually don't know, but he's building a wall off. He doesn't want to counterattack to kill him.
That's actually, I mean, yeah, if you're going to go for an all-in with this, but like you want to change it up from that game 1 on Overgrowth, this is actually a clever way to do it because the upgrades do benefit the Cyclones so much, helping to overwhelm these units, especially the Roaches and Queens, because they do have that 1 base armor. Queens are actually with, like, you know, they're almost immune to Cyclone attacks, I kind of like to think of it as. But hey, Snoot's going to scout what's going on back here. He's got a Zergan counterattack taking down depots.
Yeah, but it looks like we dealt with Cyclones and Hellions are pretty good. The Roaches, of course, are getting picked off as they spawn. The worst part about this is you're on creep, so you can't kite the way you were before. You know, we watched the Queen slowly chase. Now he'll be able to walk away perhaps a little bit better off creep, but Roaches are still pretty fast, so he's going to lose some of these Hellbats in the process.
Waddle, 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 waddle. Yeah. The Snute is on here for Snute. He's got Roach speed and +1 range on the way. He wants to kind of push across the map a bit.
I really wish the transformation mode in the Hellions was so much cooler. Like to do like a straight up Transformers from the movie where you can like run and transform, like jump midair or something. Because them waddling away just looks so like...
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. Lillekanin's actually gone up to 4 gas with 4 third command center behind this, by the way. So he is not planning on macroing. He is planning on transitioning into more heavy tech units. And right now, this attack, +1 attack has finished. He's going in before Roach speed and +1 finish here for Snute. Snoot's being quite greedy on that work account. But
he's going to finish off that base, though. Cyclones do so much damage and the hatchery falls. Nice pick off Lillekanin. It's going to cost him his Hellbats, though. So was this too expensive to snipe off a third?
Yeah, I mean, his 3rd command center is so late at home. And oh, I love this Spire going down here for Snute. You know, if Lillekanin, I don't know what he's going to use all this gas for. It looks like just more Cyclones and a +2 vehicle weapons for now. If he focuses too much on Hellions and Cyclones, you know, he might be envisioning this point where he hits +2 attack and then just like overwhelms. And then like 10 mutas could come out and just totally ruin his day.
Speaking of ruining somebody's day, HNK Olaf just donated $12.01, and he says sorry. Because he... Oh, man. Like, we have the best but worst supporters on Base Trade sometimes, I feel.
They live to torture you, Graham.
They do. The Corrosive Bile misses. He actually almost walks into his own Corrosive Bile, which was kind of funny to see. But you bring up the topic of mutas, and we need to discuss how Cyclones were changed. Their lock-on ability can only hit air now.
Well, you can see it at the 3rd base of Lillekanin. This is the end of a full lock-on. 14 seconds of damage.
Yeah, someone was telling me it's like slightly less or equal to that of a Marine, and I'm like, oh, okay. And the worst part is like you can't even auto-target, like you have to manually micro it too. It's messy.
It's something like if you see mutas, you want to drop like probably 3 or 4 lock-ons on each mutalist.
Ooh.
And then you'll kill them pretty quickly. But if they've got as many mutas as you have Cyclones, you know, you're going to kill like 3 mutas. And they're going to be able to just dive between your bases doing damage. So does he have any idea about the Spire?
Yes, his Hellions had just gone to the natural base, killed some drones while you were speaking, and saw the Spire. So fully aware what's going on. We got 3 more factories. We got some missile turrets coming up. I just want to point out, Liberators might be garbage against mutas now, but Thors aren't. If you're really going to struggle with mutas, Thors got a little bit of an upgrade in terms of like their splash damage hits like 1 extra good than it did before. But their bonus damage versus light is still just fantastic. So maybe we'll start seeing some Thors come out of this. I was mentioning it before when we saw Bunny playing last week. He was going for what was like almost only Thors, and it worked out fantastically.
You know what I want to see? Snute was talking about his new mech style. I haven't actually heard what it is yet. What if he goes mutas, forces lots of Thors? We've already seen Infestation Pit, and then he goes massive Burrow Neural Parasite. Just takes the entire turn. I mean, like, it sounds silly, but it's actually probably quite viable. Remember, Neural Parasite did get +1 range in Legacy of the Void. Now they can cast it while burrowed since 3.8, the most recent big balance changes.
Yeah.
So it actually could potentially be viable. Of course, the other big
it's
thing...
Swarm Host. Yes!
Snoot's favorite unit.
So
nice.
By the way, big thank you to UMS Playa. Thank you for the new sub. Hype! But Snute, this is really interesting because, yeah, Swarm Host has been his jam for a long time. He was using Swarm Host well before everybody started using Swarm Host well. That being said, he's also been one of the guys to figure out that the earlier you get these, the more worthwhile they'll be. The fact that they can only attack once every 45 seconds means that as time goes on, they are literally less efficient. You will get less waves out. You'll have less locusts spawned over the duration of a game if you build them later. But if you build them early, you can start using a lot of them. And what's cool about the map design that's going to complement this, you can go from here to the main. You go from here to the third. There's a lot of areas you won't have to commit those swarm hosts to. Oh, wow, that lock-on actually killed something. But they'll get a lot of damage. Now, the Locusts, it's worth noting, guys, the Locusts had their damage tweaked a little bit, but they still deal a hell of a lot of damage very quickly.
Oh yeah, it is still insanely fast. Each one is like 2 stim marines or something like that.
Thors, please.
Crazy. Gonna dive on top of these. Oh, don't clump up Locusts. Looks like, bam, one Thor just disappears. Great focus fight. I'm just gonna click on the factory. This is what's important because that's timed life. You just want to click on whatever's closest to them. Well, so Snute forces a lift on the factory, get an all for free.
I do want to point out something happened there because it sort of still look OP at a glance, but as you guys saw, it takes 2 volleys from a Thor to splash damage a lot of them down. That range can sometimes be really great, but he didn't quite have the Thor count to deal with it yet. As more Locusts come in, he's bleeding out units for free. It kind of sucks. He scans the main, he's going to drop some Hellbats, but oh no, excuse me, they're Cyclones.
Double Cyclone drop in the natural. Yeah, that's super cute, but like
chaos back at home.
He needs to get something up to defend those Swarmers. There's so many of them, and he's throwing them in separate waves, which I really love. So it's almost constant Locusts in that main base of Lillekanin. Oh man, another factory is going to go down here. The Cyclone drop does almost go down to Bile, but Lillekanin's still microing it quite well at home, trying to keep Snute occupied. Snute's muters really taking their time to go around dealing with this. He's actually losing some workers.
I mean, for Lillekanin, I feel his struggle. I feel his pain. I feel his frustration. Because there's not a lot you can do about that. He got caught just before he was bulked up and ready to go. Oh, but this is going to be fantastic. This is why we start seeing Cyclone drops. Look at them hammer away at that layer. Even if he loses all this, killing that layer is huge.
+2 Cyclones. Look how quickly they kill buildings. They get the infestation pit as well. And
this is going to stop
Lillekanin is playing this perfectly. Like, yes, he's still in a bad spot, but he just went and baited multiple waves of Locusts out really far away from his base. And that's what you need to do against Swarm hosts. You need to get out on the map, force them to use those Locusts because your army's threatening them, and then just pull back, let those Locusts run out of time. And this effectively negates the ability of those Swarm hosts to damage your economy and production. So this is great play by Lillekanin.
So today I learned a couple of upgrades on Thors, and no upgrades for Snute armor means they can start one-shotting down those Locusts, which is real nice. Hellbat's going to transform. They're going to get picked off. Not a lot they can do, but Snute's production has been completely hampered through this, and Lillekanin knows that. Picking off the lair was great for a lot of different reasons, but picking off that infestation pit means that he knows if Snute loses any of these swarm hosts, there's no replacing them. But my god, the amount of slow banelings with this. What in the hell?
Yeah, I mean, banelings are super supply efficient, so it makes sense to have something to help protect you from Hellions diving on your swarm hosts, but you need that baneling speed, and right now those banelings kind of left unattended.
Oh my god, the Cyclone's hammering into them like stim marines. Corrosive Biles do blanket most of Lillekanin's army. Death rains from above. And meanwhile, one muta in the main, a couple mutas in the main, excuse me, are causing a lot of trouble here for Lillekanin. Oh, this is the dumbest
muta in
fight.
The natural is almost out regenerating that single Cyclone's anti-air attack. Always an exciting battle to watch.
Look at the supply count. Look at the army supply count, most importantly. I mean, Snute is in an absolutely fantastic position here. Despite the fact Lillekanin got that awesome damage in, he started beating it back. I love the idea of the Hyperflight Rotors, and I love the idea of Banshees even more, but it might be a little too late.
Snute has so many Ravagers right now, some good tank shots. Ooh, starting to work on those Ravagers, but Zergling's coming in as well.
Oh, Planetary desperately trying to hold.
Many units. And look at this. This is insane.
For the swarm, Pig. For the swarm.
Oh yeah, Corrosive Bile taking down a lot of SCVs, almost all the units. I mean, he holds on to the Planetary for now. Banshee is out.
Well, so this is why I like the Banshees. If you set up Liberators, they're easy to dodge and not very mobile, but the Banshees can just kite and hit and run. So if he has like 3 or 4 of these, especially with Hyperflight Rotors, which make him fast as the devil, it's still not... He still doesn't have enough Banshees. Like, he's picking these off, and that's great. But this is plenty of time now for Snute to use the 4K mineral bank, the 3K gas bank he's got going on to make mutas or literally anything else he wants in this situation.
Yeah, you know, this is a very momentum-based game, StarCraft, where at the higher levels, if your opponent gives you a bit of leeway, you can run away with that very quickly. So even though Snute couldn't spend his money because he lost the tech, he was still mining an insane amount of resources. His tech is now back up. He's still got those 17 swarm hosts constantly just picking away at Lillekanin. Now going into mass muta behind this. He's going for his +2 flyer attack. He's already done so much damage. Lillekanin is desperately trying to rebuild some semblance of an army, but he has almost nothing that shoots up right now.
You know, be so much more amazing in this position. Battle cruisers.
Oh, dude, if Lillekanin had just managed to get out 17 battle cruisers right now, he would be in a great position.
I know, it's just such an easy thing to do. Like, what a noob mistake. GG is getting called. Snute takes the series 2-1, and he'll advance on to the semifinals where he is going to fight against his teammate, his brother, Mana.
He put up a good fight there, though. Lillekanin did well, man.
He did, and what I liked about this too is this looked better than his past iterations of mech, which were always kind of like, we'll say like time buying at best. They never really got him ahead. They were always just like delaying the inevitable. I feel like with the Cyclone drops, some of the damage he was dealing, the way, as you pointed out, he baited out the Swarm House correctly in the middle of the map. I think he played that better than we've seen him play in a long time. But still, it's hard to beat somebody like Snute. You can't be too beat up by that. These two fought off in the Nordic finals at one of the DreamHacks. I think it was like DreamHack Winter or something. Same results over there. Like, Snute is just a good player. The end. Like,
yeah. Snute is an amazing player. He won WCS Mexico this year. He got second in GPL in China. You know, he's one of the most consistent players, and he has been for such a long time. Back in the dark days of StarCraft of 2014, when the non-Koreans could not win anything, Snute was the one guy making it to the finals of tournaments. He was like beating multiple Casper players in a row every single bracket. Like, he is a guy who has always defied expectation. And he came from the community. He came out as like a regular dude who was like, I'm a grandmaster who is streaming my games in Norway. I want to be a pro. And then he was like winning big events within a couple of years. You know, he worked his way up there. He still loves to talk to the community. You'll see him posting on Team Liquid, kind of answering fans on Twitter and stuff. So just an all-around impressive player.
well, guys, we're going to get into the semifinals. We've already got the lobby and everything set up, but Snute needed to BRB, and we need to run those commercials anyways. So do stick around. Don't go anywhere. We got a brand new best of 3, Snute versus Mana. I really wish we almost didn't have this ready to go now, so we could cast what with like Alive versus Keen going on and Nurtio versus Namshar. That's gonna be a sick TvZ semifinals. But
oh yeah,
ad break time first, guys. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Thanks for watching.